Well, we've been all over the district. We started in Beardstown along the Illinois River, and Meredosia along the Illinois River, and prior to coming to Quincy, we were at the Sny Island Levee District. And finally in Quincy, we saved the best for last, and Quincy is in great shape. Obviously, from their floods in the 90s, they've done a great job of investing in infrastructure, and that money is served the citizens of Quincy well, the businesses of Quincy well, and it's why nobody's really worried that Quincy's going to have any problems. Gardner Denver, of course, is a different scenario where they're outside of the levee district, but my kudos to them, and I'm really here to congratulate them for taking the bull by the horns and really not relying on any government agency, but really the workforce of their own employees to fill these sandbags and fight the flood, and they've won. So the river is now receding, and hopefully we don't get too much rain this next week, and it looks as though Quincy is going to be okay.
We weathered it all right.
We weathered it all right.
Now, what about Meredosia? You said you're in Meredosia and Beardstown earlier. What about those areas? Those are just more concerning.
Those Meredosia in particular is going to really rely on the on whether or not there's more rainfall. The folks in Beardstown have a pretty beefy levee system there with some concrete walls and barriers. The Corps of Engineers is predicting that there's going to be a 30.5-foot crest on Thursday and 30.5 feet in Beardstown, 29.5 feet roughly in Meredosia. Both of those crest levels, those communities can withstand, but we're also expected to get rainfall on Wednesday and Thursday. And with more rain, Beardstown can probably withstand it. Meredosia, on the other hand, cannot go much above 29.5 feet. And so our fear is really getting Meredosia as much help as they can right now. The governor's agreed to allow the prisoners in that area to come in. They've been doing a great job of sandbagging this last 3 or 4 days. They've laid several 100,000 sandbags along the riverfront there in Meredosia. But even then, that buys them 29.5 feet. It looks like it might go higher than that next week.
As you've been surveying and looking around and things like that, anything stick out in your mind about just things that surprised you, shocked you at all?
You know what? What's hit me is communities who've planned well have fared the weather well. I just left the Sny Island Levee District, which is probably the best constructed levee district in my congressional district. It's the oldest levee district in the state of Illinois. And it's really the farmers there who've agreed to levy a tax against themselves to build what is one of the best levee districts in the 18th district. And so the Sny Island folks are in great shape. Water's coming right up to the levee, but they've got one of the biggest built levees. And same thing here in Quincy. Quincy's in great shape, not because you don't have a rising river, but because you've built significant infrastructure, made a significant investment in your community, and it's why the folks here can sleep well.
Why do you think it's important to go out to these counties and see the flooding that has taken place?
Well, a couple things. Number one, I don't think you can represent the area if you don't know who you're representing. And in some of these towns, they need additional resources. As I mentioned, some of these communities will probably may face a flooding situation a week from now. So we want to make sure we've got an open lines of communications with them, because if the governor requests a disaster assistance from the federal government, we've already let the governor's office know. We've got the entire delegation on a letter ready to go to the president to encourage a federal disaster declaration if and when one of these communities floods. At that point, there's federal assistance that will come in to particularly the communities to help them rebuild the infrastructure that's lost due to flooding. So, short story is, communication's key to helping these people if and when they need it. Number two, the Corps of Engineers has been working pretty well with most of these towns. Some of the towns need help with getting more supplies like sandbags and equipment, and so having our office there helps speed that up a little bit in terms of getting them the help from the Corps they need. So that's what it's about.
With coming to Quincy, you're saying that everything's in a pretty good situation here, but do you think there's anything that's going to still need to be improved to even better what's already good?
I don't think the town of Quincy really has anything to worry about. Obviously, some of the facilities outside of the city's jurisdiction, like Gardner Denver, these guys have staved off the flood because they've got a flood plan that they executed on Thursday when they learned that the water was going to affect them. They executed the flood plan. Their plan has been saved, and so I think it goes to, they deserve credit for being well prepared and executing the plan well. But I don't think the city really needs to be investing anymore because they've built such a massive infrastructure after the flood in the 90s.